How you guys doing? Got another crazy story to tell you guys about. Today is Thursday, July the 25th, 2024. Now, this is a crazy story here. This story takes us to Humboldt, Tennessee. A 12-year-old girl in Tennessee has been charged with murder, accusing of smothering her 8-year-old cousin as the younger girl slept. A relative said they had been arguing over an iPhone. Wow. A security camera recorded the killing inside the bedroom they shared on July 15th in Humboldt, Tennessee, the county prosecutor said. It's a crazy story here. The recording shows the older child using bedding to suffocate her cousin as the younger girl slept in the top bunk. Gibson District Attorney Frederick Agee's statement said, after the child died, the juvenile cleaned up the victim and repositioned her body, Agee said. A relative told WREG-TV in Memphis that the girls had been arguing over an iPhone. Crazy. After coming from out of town to stay with her grandmother, the girl was charged with first-degree murder and tampering with evidence after authorities obtained the video on Wednesday. I consider this to be one of the most disturbing acts. I consider this to be one of the most disturbing violent acts committed by either an adult or juvenile that my office has prosecuted, Agee wrote in the statement. Crazy. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to read a little bit more about this story, but I want to chime in and give my thoughts on this story for a moment. Why? You already know, we don't have to get into racial things here, but sometimes materialism can go a little too far. I'll admit I'm materialistic, but I know all of this stuff you work hard for, you can't take it with you. But it's nice to be able to get a taste of some of it while you're here. This girl took the life of this girl over an iPhone. How ridiculous. This girl took this girl's life over a freaking iPhone. Is it that serious? They say, based on the story, that they were arguing. But I mean, this 12-year-old girl knew what she was doing. You killed your 8-year-old cousin and then tried to hide the evidence. They need to prosecute her to the maximum degree. They need to try this 12-year-old girl like an adult, if you ask me. Because you're going to take her life, suffocate the girl up under the bed, going to suffocate this girl like this, and then try to hide the evidence. I understand at 12 years old, you're a kid, but this girl knew what she was doing. I mean, to kill this girl like this, it ain't that serious over an iPhone. And whatever it was, you can get another iPhone. You can't get another life. I'm starting to think in my mind that there may have been some tensions building up between these girls that were deeper. Maybe perhaps it was some envy involved, some jealousy involved. I believe it had to be something deeper than just this girl killing her cousin over an iPhone. Because, an iPhone, it ain't that serious. If you break your phone, you can get a new phone. It's not the end of the world because somebody break your phone. But, kids, sometimes they take things too personal. But I truly believe in this case that Um, there had to be some jealousy somewhere, because I just don't see how somebody could just snap and kill a person over a daggone iPhone. I mean, I like Apple products. I love the iPad. I love my iPad. But they ain't worth killing nobody over. That's why I'm saying there had to be some tensions between these girls that were there had to be some deeper issues between these girls. There was some tensions that were building between these two. My question is, where were the parents? How come the parents didn't intervene to break this up? You see the girls arguing. You see that there are some tensions building between the 12-year-old and the 8-year-old. Where are the parents? You know, that's a big problem with these kids, especially nowadays. And, it's a new generation. I'm starting to feel old because when I was a kid back in the 90s, it seemed like kids back in the 90s had better guidance than kids today. Children today are not given any guidance. They're just not. At least as a kid growing up in the 90s, your parents gave you that guidance that you needed. A lot of these parents nowadays, they want to be friends with their children. They don't want to be parents, unfortunately. That's why I say, where were the parents? The parents should have put an end to this fiasco. But I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit more about this case here. It goes on to say, he said he would petition a judge to prosecute the girl, who turns 13 later this month, in adult court. Like I said, they need to try this girl as an adult. She knew what she was doing, which would allow for a lengthier sentence, whether that will be through incarceration or supervision with court-ordered conditions. Man, this is a crazy story. I mean, that's why I say these kids nowadays, they not being given no guidance, because for a 12-year-old girl to kill her own cousin over an iPhone, I mean, this is just ridiculous here. But this goes to show you that evil starts young. When you see certain adults and you wonder why they're the way they are, because that's some things that's been brewing over time. This evil started young with this girl, 12 years old, already done murdered somebody at 12, already have thrown her whole life away. That's sad. 12-year-old kid, you've already thrown your life away doing something crazy, killing your cousin. Now you're about to spend some time in prison, some lengthy time in prison, all over an iPhone. And you have to ask yourself, was it worth it? Was it worth killing your cousin over an iPhone? It wasn't worth it. It was not. I just don't, these kind of cases right here, they're just sad and pitiful, because these kind of cases right here show a lack of parenting. Because I want to know, in the midst of all of this nonsense, where were the parents? That's the big question that people need to ask themselves when they hear these kind of stories. A 12-year-old little girl killing her 8-year-old cousin. You mean to tell me the parents or the legal guardian that was in the home didn't hear anything that was going on? I mean, that's why I say you got a lot of parents nowadays, instead of being parents, they want to be friends with their children. But this is a sad story. Family's broken. Now this girl's going to spend the vast majority of her life behind bars, all over a dumb decision to kill your cousin over an iPhone. But that's been my story for now. Let me know what you think about this story. And one last thing I'm going to say. This story happened in Tennessee. We all know Tennessee is a real hood place anyway. That's just something I thought I'd throw out there. But you guys have a great day. Have more coming to you very soon. Have a good one.